Senses are the way your brain enjoys life. And they are also the way your brain will enjoy or hate a presentation. So we must appeal to the senses of the audience. Now, some senses are pretty hard to appeal to. For example, touch or smell. Those two senses are not very appealable to a presenter. But what has to do with eyesight and maybe what has to do with what we call the mind's eye, it's something easier to do. The eyes are the easiest to appeal to because it's what's focused on you during your presentation or on your material. But since they are the focus of the audience, it is also one of the best ways to lose them. So make sure that when you're making something appealable to the eyes, it stays there. Now, some common mistakes are passing objects around or presenting information that is not common to most of your audience. Let's go with the first example, passing objects around. You have your project, you have your model, you have your scale thingy that you want to pass around to your audience. But normally what will happen, supposing you have 10 people as your audience, imagine that you pass it to the first one. How much time does it take for him to fully see all of it? Let's say 15 seconds. Now remember there's 10 people, so 15 seconds per each person, it's going to take you 150 seconds. And that's only supposing if no accidents happen and they don't start fooling around with the object. Now, for 150 seconds, more than 2 minutes, the focus will be lost on you. So if you're speaking to the audience while the object is passing, they are not focusing on you. And it's not only the person that has the object, because the people that are next to him will also be expecting or still seeing the object. So 3 people are not paying attention to you while the object is passing around. And this will multiply 10 times, one for each person in your audience. So be very careful. How can we avoid this? Well, have the object with you or have images of the object presented. Once the presentation has finished, then you can pass along the object so no time is lost passing the object around. Second example, your mind's eye. You have the ability to imagine whatever I can tell you to imagine. So if I tell you to imagine a flying elephant or a pink dinosaur, you are able to do it even if you have never seen one before. That's the power of the mind's eye. You have to make sure that what your audience is creating in their mind or in their imagination is something that they can easily relate to. Telling you to imagine a pink dinosaur, it's something easy because everybody knows how a dinosaur is. Some of them might imagine some kind of dinosaurs and others will imagine another. Nonetheless, it's not really important what kind of dinosaur. Also, when I tell you to imagine a flying elephant, we all know what an elephant is. But for example, if you're trying to tell something to your audience and you use an example from Star Wars or from Lord of the Rings or from The Hunger Games and they have not seen those movies, your reference will have no impact in them. So make sure that when you use references to things they have to imagine, it's something that they are familiar with. Another way to appeal to the eyes of the audience is your clothing. What are you wearing to present that day? For example, if you're presenting something related to medicine, maybe you can take a doctor's coat. Some presenters know this very well. For example, Steve Jobs. No matter what product he is presenting, we normally see him in a black turtleneck sweater and jeans. So we are comfortable seeing him that way. So remember, whenever you're trying to appeal to the eyes or use the mind's eye, number one, use references that are very detailed or that are very relatable to your audience. How do you know this? Well, look at them. Are they teenagers? Are they adults? Do they all work in the same company or study in the same school? Maybe you have to do some research in order for you to get to know them better and to use examples that will be perfect for your audience.